What's up? What's good? It's MGI the Gang Style, and welcome back to another WWE Predictions video. This one I'm doing now is for Bad Blood, which is going to be coming out October 5th on Saturday. So I think I'm just about a day or so into this whenever I post this video. But yeah, I want to give out my predictions of what's going to happen in this premium live event. And honestly, it's been years since we had our last Bad Blood uh, pay per view, and I'm actually excited for this because the card is actually stacked. Well, if you actually seen the thumbnail, this I'm not really particular excited for one match because it's basically a sleeper. But we're gonna go over it anyways and give my thoughts briefly about what the match card is. So here we are again on Sports Kita. I'm just gonna go ahead and run down the list as I see it, and we will basically see how I think that it's going to turn out. I think the last video that I did was actually for SummerSlam because I did miss Bash of Berlin. I was unfortunately sick, but it's okay. We are back here now to do this video. So first things first, we are here going to start off with the Women's World Championship. With Liv Morgan will defend against Mommy herself, Rhea Ripley, but this time with a little stipulation of having Dom inside of a shark cage that's going to be hanging above the ring. So this is how I feel about this. All right, like this whole like Liv Morgan revenge tour thing, I think it's ran its course, and I do believe it's time to go ahead and just like put it into it and just move on. You know, like she got her story. It came full circle. Yes, they used to be tag team partners. They used to be friends. Blah blah blah. But Liv did what she needed to do. She got what she wanted from this. Rhea Ripley got hurt. She became champion again. Liv Morgan, she became champion again, and now it's just like it's kind of ran its course. It's at a dead end because she can't even defend her championship against other female competitors because Rhea basically is cop blocking her from doing so. She's like, no, like if either I'm going to be champion or no one's going to be champion. Like you're going to stay with me. You took my man, and now nah. So this is kind of puts her in a very bad position to where she's basically booked herself into like a premium quarter. She can't do anything. She's stuck. So, what do you do in a predicament like this? Like, what do you honestly do? You know, I think, we need to move on from it. And as much as I wouldn't mind Liv retaining, but I would want her to retain but move away from Rhea. But I fear that that's not going to happen. I think they're going to stretch this out as long as they can, because of business purposes and how much money this is making with the whole Dom and Liv like shenanigans and whatnot. So they may make the best business decision and may keep the belt on her a little bit longer to really like dry the story out as long as they can. But at the end of the day, like we gotta get more plot. We gotta get more story. It's to me it's ran its course. So I think Rhea should go ahead and just take the championship back, be done with Liv, and just move on. And Liv should can just honestly move on to other competitors. Compete with them, making new storylines, and just keep up with this new heel persona that she has. And who knows, maybe just go on to win the Royal Rumble or something, or anything. Just continue to decorate herself because this her becoming women's world champion, is a pretty big deal. We only had only like literally just these two. Well, if you want to count Becky, I guess, but to actually have this, prestige championship for the women, and for Liv to actually count herself amongst those who actually held the championship and actually a pretty decent lengthy reign. It's a pretty big deal. So she should feel proud and decorate herself with that a little bit longer. She'd be future bound, future Hall of Fame bound. So, but we got to move on from this. We got to move on. So, even though, like I said, I wouldn't mind Liv retaining if they was going to do more with the story. And just not have this, like make it a little bit more interesting to where make us care because I feel like it's the same thing on Raw over and over and over again, But hey, that's just me. But we're going for Miss Rhea Ripley. That is my decision that she will capture the championship somehow, some way, and yeah, hopefully we'll be able to move on from it. All right, going on to Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. I'm actually looking for this one too because this actually could, potentially be like match of the night, if they play it right. Because both of these two can go in the ring if you give them enough time. They both have, you know, like chips on their shoulders. Honestly, we don't even really know who the bad guy really is here in this, predicament because, like, they all came together in Judgment Day. They all formed like this family stable where we look out for each other, blah blah blah. But there's been points where Damien said, "No, you screwed me," or then Damien said, Finn to come up and say, "No, you screwed me, and you done this," and it's a whole bunch of he say, she say, BS. You know what I'm saying? And that right there is it has potential. They can go it a little bit longer, and they can actually stretch this out as the two big main stables of the group. Fight for supremacy and everything like that to prove a point because at the end of the day, somebody's got to get their get back. It has to like really end at the end of the day. And as much as I want Judgment Day to get back together, I think it's time to like for now maybe have them go their separate ways, and then maybe sometime down the line, reunite again. Come together again. So as far as who I think is gonna win here, who honestly deserves to win is Finn. Finn does deserve this, but I don't think by Finn winning is going to actually end the feud because the baby face always got to come out on top and show the dominance over the heel and blah blah. So we got to go for Damien to prove his point that he is the babyface badass here, and then finally gets the end of this feud once and for all. But we'll see. Like I said with Liv and Rhea, as much as I would want Liv to win, but unless they have something to contribute to their story, there's no point. There's no point of her holding the title. There's no point of her to continue in this. Like Liv doesn't even really need it no more. She's proven her point. She can just go on and do other things. But as far as Damien is concerned, he can go ahead and squash this and maybe get back into the world heavyweight title picture or something. And but yeah, I'm looking for Damian Priest to go ahead and finally end this business with Finn, and then we'll see some more Judgment Day reunions down the line. All right, now the match everybody's looking for. Honestly, like the hottest like feud of the year. Like honestly, this is one of the hottest feuds I've seen in years. And this was actually for a returning CM Punk. And to think that this wasn't even supposed to be Drew McIntyre's spot. This was supposed to be Seth. You know, that started back. I think honestly when Punk came back last year Survivor Series. And if anybody's seen the footage, Seth was like flicking him off. He was just like, "Yo, I hate this guy. Why is he here? Why is he back in this company?" And everybody was getting off of that. They was feeding off of it. It's like, yeah, man, they hate each other. They're really gonna go at it. Blah blah blah. And even though they have real life beef and they really don't like each other, at the end of the day, they're professionals. They're businessmen. They will bite the bullet and put up with each other and work with each other despite. You know, if anybody can remember, I think literally maybe around 10 years ago, 10, 11 years ago, they actually, have came together, little buddy buddy daps and hugs and whatever back in the day, which was on a off and on rare occasion before Punk showed his ass and left. You know, things happen, but Seth don't like traitors. You abandoned, you left home, you abandoned us, blah blah. But anyways, this match right here, Hell in a Cell, I know it's going to be a classic. You've seen your classic Hell in a Cell matches. You got your Undertakers, you got your Triple H's, you got your Mankind's, you got Shawn Michaels. You got these classic Hell in a Cell matches that you can just go back and watch over and over again. But this right here, this means something. This is to actually end it all. We got 1-1 for both sides of who won matches, with Drew winning in SummerSlam, and then CM Punk recently winning, which I believe was at Bash in Berlin. So this ends it right here. The third stipulation for all the marbles. Now I expect this to be, honestly, if I wish it could go maybe like damn near 45 minutes, I will still watch it because I know there's going to be carnage. I know there's going to be bloodbaths. I know there's going to be tables and chairs and shit. They may even climb the cage. We just don't know. We just don't know. All we know is that this is going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal, and I cannot wait. If anything, I hope that this even, like, I hope this is the main event. You know, I hope this is the main event. But either way it goes, to me, this actually could again also be potential of match of the night. But for me, with this, CM Punk overall needs to win. He needs to win. He just got over an injury. He was supposed to come back and do this whole thing on of capturing championship gold and making a name for himself in WWE until he got injured, and having to get sidelined like that really does suck. It really does. But Drew helped him make the best of it with this feud, even though because he was the one that caused it, and basically they just been making money off of this, and this has been one hell of a year ever since January up until this point. One hell of a year with this feud, and it's gonna suck that it gotta go. But at the end of the day, they gotta move on and do their own thing. So Punk needs to win. You know, Drew winning this is not gonna make sense. It won't make sense. So I think that would be like the best thing to do is to put the belt on Punk. I mean, not put the belt. Oh, I'm thinking about there's no championship. Give Punk the win, and then they can move on. Drew can afford to lose. He bounced back from losses. All the time. I mean, he's have a big credibility of losing matches, so this necessarily won't hurt him at all. So, but you know, I think the match itself is going to make up for it. With the fighting and the bloodbath and everything else I just said. So, yeah, I expect for it to be very, very close. I expect for them to be down to their last knee. To really give it all and leave it all in the ring. But at the end of the day, CM Punk comes out on top, and then it's done. We move on. You know, there is no uh, crown jewel. There is no Royal Rumble. That's it. Let it be it. They ain't gotta shake hands. They ain't gotta like each other. They ain't gotta do any of that. Just move on and do your thing. So let's go CM Punk. Wrap up this feud, and we can move on. All right. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus the Bloodline. Mm-mm-mm. So about this match, it just having two of the biggest stars in the company come together to face off against this 2.0 mafia looking bloodline. I don't know, it's just comical. And I want to know eventually what the end game is, for the whole bloodline storyline. Because after all these years, it's still continuing to go. And I don't know how is this really going to finally come to a close. Because if Cody and Roman wins, then what? You know what I mean? Like, what happens if they win here? Because this is not going to stop. This is not going to end. With a tag match. You know, hmm. If Solo wins, if Solo and Jacob wins, that gives it more reign for them to continue. But we got at the end of the day, this is not just going to be a normal match. People are coming out. There's going to be returns. I don't know. There's going to be people. Jimmy may pop out. Like it says right here. They're saying that Jimmy may come out and pop out. That may be true. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, The Rock may come back. There's a lot of things that could happen here, and we are like basically on the edge of our seats trying to wait to see how this storyline is going to continue and excel and try to get bigger. But at the end of the day, we want to know like what's the end game here. Does it end in Survivor Series, in War Games? Does it end there, for Bloodline Civil War? Like, we want answers, and hopefully that this tag match leads to those answers. But at the end of the day, everybody that's in this match can go, especially Jacob. That man is a beast. Like Jesus, and like who want to wrestle him, So, um, as far as who's gonna win this match, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that Cody and Roman is gonna win this, but I think that this is gonna be due to like some outside interference. There's going to be something that's going to get in the way of this. And it's going to cause a little bit of friction between Cody and Roman. So I can't wait for that. And that's how I'm going to leave it. This is basically a wait and see type, situation. So definitely are going for Roman and Cody to win this. Now, we did miss a match, and I didn't want to speak on it because to me it's a sleeper, and they didn't even have it listed on here. That's how bad. What to me it was. Um, oh, it's right here. The WWE Women's Championship match. Like, don't nobody care about this. I'll speak on it real quick, and then I'll just end the match. In the video here. So the reason why I said this is a sleeper match because it just got put together so fast. There's not really no proper build up or anything like that for Nia Jax and Bailey. Like Bailey literally just won a match against Naomi just to get put back into the title picture, which she honestly does not need. Bailey does not need to be in the title picture right now. She doesn't need. She's already decorated. She has won the Raw's Women titles. She has won the SmackDown title, NXT title, Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank. She's a Grand Slam champ. She doesn't need it. She doesn't need it. You know, like I get you want to put your best stars on a premium live event to get people to watch, but that's not really building up anything fresh and new and utilizing your stars who want that time in the spotlight. To me, Naomi should be the one taking down this match. Like, she can go toe to toe. She can wrestle. She's a former two-time SmackDown champion. And a former women's tag champ. She knows how to go. And the fact that she has left WWE just to come back and still just jobbing the other female talent for her just to put over other talent is wrong. You know, like Naomi needs her flowers, man. Like this isn't right. And I honestly think that she should be the one going against Nia Jax, even if she loses. It's the opportunity. That's the point. That she is actually on the posters now. She's going out and competing for the title. She's showing that she can go with the best with them and be like in the women's, main event, title picture instead of being trapped in the mid cards or lower cards. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen, but I'm pretty sure they're trying to turn Naomi heel, which I think that right there would be very interesting to see Naomi be heel. A good change of pace, if I'm like say so myself. Like we need that. And what better time to do it if she's gonna turn? I think this may be the night. So I think the thing on this sleeper match is that Naomi may actually come out and try to support Bailey um, when eventually Tiffany comes out and try to cash out on Nia Jax, because that's who the real winner is going to be at this match. I don't care who wins between Nia, excuse me, between Nia and Bailey, but I know at the end of the day, Tiffany is going to cash, and I prefer Tiffany to win this so it can just be a surprise, and then basically everybody just goes home happy in that sense, because Tiffany can also go, she can wrestle, she's a beast, you know, besides how she acts, that shows that we know how athletic she is. So yeah, I'm predicting a cash in and a successful one at that. Tiffany cashes in either, I want to say, after the match. Give time for Bailey to wear her down and whatnot, and I think Tiffany will attack Nia like right after it, like Tiger beat her down, like get her weaker than she could, hit the previous moonsault, bam, one, two, three, it's over. Or she could interfere during and make it a triple threat, and that just basically throws away all the rules, and then she can still attack her and start throwing chairs around and kendo sticks and trash cans or whatever. But she has the power. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's my prediction on that. Tiffany Stratton cashes in and she becomes a new WWE Women's Champion. All right, so that's my whole predictions for Bad Blood. Thanks for checking me out as always. Hopefully, my predictions, all come true. But if not, we'll try it again. I think the next event is Crown Jewel, so I will see you guys back for that one. Until then, you guys take it easy and enjoy the show. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.